Hello, everyone. It's Michael Jaco with Unleashing Intuition Secrets. Ukraine's army is being decimated, right? It is it's a NATO. It's a NATO trained, NATO supplied. NATO, when it was formed, was the Nazis from Germany basically started NATO. The Nazi generals basically were the first that came into NATO, and many Nazi generals from Germany over the years have been the head of NATO. So it is absolutely a former German Nazi organization, and it's being decimated by Russia, right? So Russia's not playing around this time. They're going to make sure that this Nazi army is absolutely destroyed, right? So, and then on the other side, we have weather that's being massively. You can see behind me. You're supposed to get lots of snow up here, a couple feet of snow over next couple days, weeks, and so forth. So, from the solar activity that's coming in, it's going to cause wonky weather, right? The coast of California is supposed to get 4 to 5 inches, and going deeper, there'll be some 4 or 5 inches well into throughout California and the deserts and so forth. There'll be flooding, devastation. California has been under attack for a long time. They've been cloud seeding and all kind of crazy stuff. Area 51, they were dumping all kinds of aluminum in the air that's caused nano thermite and all kind of crazy stuff that got in the trees and on the houses and so forth. So when they came in and it hit it with the direct energy weapons, it basically caused a massive conflagration. Destroyed much of California. It's been an ongoing process of destroying California, and it's not going to let up. Now we know the deep state is on their last legs, but they know they're on their last legs, but they're going to destroy everything on their way out, guys. Right? So you need to be heads up. You need to be able to move and chuck and jive. Like when I was a running back playing football in high school, just like I'd get hit and I just kept moving. I get hit, I bounce, I hit somebody else because I was a very powerful runner. And so I have big, strong legs and powerful legs, and I just would jam people, right? So you got to be able to shuck and jive. Don't let them, get you trapped, because they're going to try to. They're going to try and take out as many of us as they can. And we have to be able to fight. Remember that, right? fight. All right. So stay informed, and you'll be able to survive. Right. Don't get into the negative mind states and so forth like that. I know some of you out there, New Agers, you think all you have to do is meditate and focus on love, and everything's going to be fine. But you're going to find out, right? So you have to get involved. You can't just pray and hunker down and trust that God's going to take care of you. You've heard my story many times where God sent, people to, like the sheriffs came and knocked on the door, and the guy was like, "Oh, God will take care of me," and no, there's flood's coming. And then the boat came when they're on the first floor, second floor, and it's like, no, God will take care of me. And then a helicopter came when they're on the roof, and they're like, no, God will take care of me. And then they drown, of course. And they get to heaven, and it's like, well, God, I thought you were going to take care of me. So I sent like 3 times. I sent somebody to take care of you. So a lot of you guys in this group, you're involved. I'm not worried about that. I just did a show with Katie Bishop. She's a contactee and a walk-in, all kind of crazy stuff. She's got some incredible information. She talked about how this is a time frame where the earth will split. We've talked about this. I've had people that, well, I haven't had them on, but I've and maybe I will, but this is one gentleman that basically talked to Jesus, and he said, the earth is going to be destroyed, right? So the floods are coming, the storms are coming, the sun spots are launching plasma at us on a massive scale, and some of us will just go with the new earth, right? And but that's because we're involved, because we keep our consciousness on a high level, and we're watching for things that we need to do. Some people complain that I'm lucky because I can move around, and I went from Florida to here, whatever, right? So wherever you're at, you can be safe to a certain extent. When you get the okay, it's time to go. Maybe it's time to go. And some of you are like, well, my jalopy won't even get down the street, so I'm just gonna go with the old Earth and reincarnate on some other star system, right? So whatever. So for those of you that are involved and you want to you want to be in control of your life, and you know that there are forces out there that want you to be successful, and you tap into them, and that's where many of us are going to be going. So destruction of the Ukrainian army. It's ongoing. The Ukrainian army, of course, like I said, is NATO. That's basically the Nazis, and they're being decimated, right? Decimate is from, I think, a Roman term. It was think deci is like 100. So when you had the 100 come in, the 100 Roman legion, right? They were going to decimate you. So anyway, Ukrainian army is being decimated. And I've been saying this is going to happen. It's going to start to accelerate. It's going to move very fast. Now, this is very important, I think, going forward, because the destruction of the deep state, the reptilian, Draco, Anunnaki, and so forth, the negative ones. Of course, there's some positive ones out there, but the negative ones that are, very much in control still in some areas. In Ukraine, they're still in control. In NATO, they're still in control. But we know that they're running out of money. They're running out of material, and they're being decimated, and very quickly, very fast. It's picking up speed, like I predicted about a year and a half ago when Russia started its big push, its offensive, and probably coming up on 2 years now. When we go into the new year, it'll be around 2 years that I predicted that they would start, and it did in that time frame. So we're seeing them move very, very fast now. It used to take them weeks and months to take cities. Now they're taking them in a very short period of time. The bigger cities used to take them a year or more. Now they're taking them in a month or two. So it's really accelerating. And this picture that I'm showing right here, this area right here is 34 square miles or kilometers. So 34 square kilometers. Massive move for one day, guys. Massive, massive move. So it's a disaster. Disaster everywhere for Ukraine. Ukraine is basically the deep state. Zelensky has basically taken a lot of money that the United States taxpayers have given him, and he has mansions all over the world. Just recently, someone that was, I guess, money laundering all the money that was coming in. They were supposed to be making drones and so forth. The Ukrainians don't have a lot of drones because I guess these people are stealing the money instead of making the drones. And so this guy, I guess, multi-billionaire, of course, they were going to his house, but he got word and he left for Israel. Right, safe in Israel. How about that? Right, Israel for last. So there was another one that was skimming, and I guess Zelensky and his team were going after them. Maybe they weren't getting their cut like they needed, like they felt they were supposed to. So they're like, go get those guys. They're not giving us our cut. And so they escaped. So the other one went to Turkey. So you got one in Israel, one went to Turkey, and I guess those areas are going to benefit from that, from those very rich people that come in there and whatever, right? So it's not going to Ukraine. So Ukraine is collapsing everywhere. The money's drying up. They want NATO and the United States. So the United States has basically frozen Russian assets, which is complete BS. That's basically it showed the rest of the world that you can be in our system, but if we don't agree with you, we'll seize your shit, right? So and Russia was like, G7 and part of the world and part of trading and all kind of stuff, and they decided that they were going to try and take Russia over like they did in the Soviet Union days, and Russia's like, screw you, so we're not going to do that, and we're gonna destroy your Nazi army again. So that's what they're doing. I don't know if they're going to let them exist in Europe. There is potential that Russia will not stop at the Polish border, right? So we'll see. Anyway, decimation of Ukrainian forces. It's happening. And here's another one. Military summary basically is letting us know that, like I said, these cities are being taken down very quickly. So in this one, the kill zone, Ukraine pulls out of negotiations, and that's not going to work out so good for them. So like the pulling out negotiations, what they didn't have any negotiations. All it was like, we'll quit fighting you with our Nazi army, and you can have everything, right? So I guess Ukraine doesn't want to do that, and so Russia is going to keep coming. So here's a very good overview of this one city that's being absolutely Pokrovsk is being decimated, right?
Across direction. During the previous 24 hours, the map has been updated significantly. So this is the situation by the end of the 13th of November. This is the situation by the end of the 12th of November. The Russians managed to turn into the gray zone up to 20-25% of the settlement of Mirnograd. This information was provided by neutral mappers, which means that the Russians are already in the city limits and are trying to force the Ukrainians and the Ukraine army, or those who managed to survive, to move and to concentrate themselves somewhere along this area. And then Russians will start talks, will start negotiations. They will provide, of course, Ukraine.
So we've seen that there's been, I think, 25 Ukrainians. They're like on crutches and wheelchairs and stretchers. 25 basically surrendered. We haven't seen that number. It's not a very significant number because there's thousands of Ukrainian soldiers being slaughtered, unfortunately. But we've not seen that kind of numbers for quite some time. Mariupol, some other places that Russia came in, and they knew that it was over for them. They didn't have any water, they didn't have any food, and they hadn't have any for a long time. So they okay, we can let them kill us, or we can surrender. And so they dropped a bunch of leaflets on these guys, and they gave up. And then the place where they were, they blew it up with a over 6,000 pound bomb. They have some huge bombs now, and they're glide bombs, so they can go wherever they need them to go. They're controlled glide bombs. They drop from aircraft, with GPS tracking and so forth, and they just glide right into the target and blow it up. Wow, devastates like massive numbers of buildings when these fall. So they dropped the leaflets. You can stay, or you can stay and die, or you can surrender and live. So I guess those guys decided to live. So good for them. And hopefully a lot more are surrendering, because they're going to die, right? Otherwise, this is the way it was on the Western Front during the Nazis. And they sent everybody to the Russian front. They wanted to die, right? The generals that got out of the line, they sent them to the Russian front. So Zelensky, he's probably going to get those guys that were working the money and send them to the front, right? So everybody dies at the front. And so that's the way I guess they pay them. It just got ridiculous. They were sending retarded people to the front, and so, they're desperate. But they're definitely being decimated. There was also a couple of days ago, some of you may have seen it. It was on the news where it was like Mad Max, and it said Russians are like Mad Max. No, Russians were taking advantage of the situation. There was a lot of fog that came in, and so the drones can't fly enough. They can't see anything. They don't fly, right? I guess there's IR and stuff. I don't know, but maybe the Ukrainians don't have that capability. So anyway, the Russians were on motorcycles. They'd taken a bunch of cars and vehicles that were like, probably all decimated and blown up and stuff, and they reconfigured them so that they would run. So they're on these vehicles that look like Mad Max. So they're like going into Pokrovsk, and they're just came in and took over under the cover of fog. So they called it Mad Max. But they're very skilled fighters. Instead of walking into, they just found what they could and converted it and rode in like heroes. So that's the way I would have done it. So here's a little bit of more information. I'm going to show you some scenes here.
This opportunity and chance to surrender. I'm not sure whether the Ukrainians are going to accept this or not. They still believe that Ukrainians, Syrsky, will be able to break through Russian defense around in the area of Rodinska and to make a corridor for evacuation. But we see that this hope is getting to nowhere. Furthermore, we got during the previous 24 hours a very interesting and very important video published by pro-Russian sources. In this video, we can see a Russian drone that was flying above the main supply lines, the main tree lines, and the main infrastructural objects across the city of Pokrovsk. And here we can see.
So I don't know if you're catching, there's like tons of vehicles that have been destroyed. So let me take it back a little bit.
Previous 24 hours, a very interesting and very important video published by pro-Russian sources. In this video, we can see a Russian drone that was flying above the main supply lines, the main tree lines, and the main infrastructural objects across the city of Pokrovsk. And here we can see tens of vehicles of the armed forces of Ukraine that were destroyed as a result of entering the Pokrovsk hill zone. So all these vehicles were destroyed by Russians with FPV drones, with different drones when the Ukrainians were trying to bring additional reinforcements and reserves or probably to evacuate. So dozens of vehicles.
So dozens and dozens and dozens. So there's a British Land Rover that was decimated. And of course, there's German, American, you name it, country, NATO country, that's the French that have given, armored vehicles and so forth. They're all being destroyed, right? So there's really not anything left to a great extent. So moving very quickly through that, and it's going to be very interesting going forward. So the market. So the market was down pretty significantly today. Of course, silver reached an all-time high today, all-time. And it was like over $54. And then the market decided to go kerplunk. So if you see if I can drag this down, there we go. So right up in here is the 54.47 area, I think. So all-time high on silver. You see how it just it built a nice little, okay, we like this area. And then it collapsed because the market collapsed. The market collapsed almost 800 points. Now, the one thing that I was watching this today, and I saw the NASDAQ filled a gap, the Dow Jones filled a gap, and I'm like, okay, it's going to go up. Well, first, let me go look at this S&P. Oh, no, the S&P had a huge gap, massive gap that had to be filled. And so it was. So as you guys can see here, this gap right here, super massive gap. Let's see, it was at 67.30 all the way up to 67.70. So 40 or no, it's like a lot more, over 100. So anyway, it gapped down and it just kept going down all day. And you guys see here, it finally hit that, it filled that gap, because you guys know what I talk about. I talk about this all the time. There's gaps. Gaps got to be filled. And so it came down, filled that gap. And tomorrow it'll probably be up, 1,000 points. I don't know. I'm just kidding. Maybe. So, or maybe it'll just collapse some more. Who knows? So I know that you crypto bros and gals are like, totally into, crypto. I saw like a special report where they were saying that crypto is now in a Dow theory bear market. So that could be just whatever. It could be just a pullback like we saw today. Crypto pulled back pretty significantly. Right now it's like 98.8. I don't know what it ultimately went down to. Let's look. So ultimately went down to 98 right on the dot. How about that? So, and then it bounced. So right now it's just in the process of trying to find where it wants to go, right? And it could be up, it could be down forever, right? I don't know. A lot of people are like, we'll get out of stocks and we'll go to crypto. It didn't look like that today. So I've been watching, like I said, I've been watching crypto. Crypto has been leading the stock market down. So now here, like I said, is silver. Silver was down over $1. Now silver is in high demand right now. I saw a post recently, I think today, where some group, it didn't specify who it was, but some group purchased silver at the highest amount ever, right? So silver is becoming scarce in a lot of places. And scarcity means people are going to have to pay more for it. And so that's why you're seeing silver is not going to stop. Silver is going to probably, maybe by the end of the year, be like I predicted, around $75, maybe 85, 75, 85. A lot of people were saying 100. I think 150 by the middle of next year, easy, maybe sooner. Right. So that's 3x from where it is now. Now, a lot of you guys are like, it's too high. It's already gone. It's already reached its peak. No, it's not. And it will go much, much, much higher as the stock market and crypto goes down. Pretty much almost like bye-bye, right? It's going to go bye-bye, right? But enjoy it while you can. And you might, like I said, you might get it. I think it's going to go higher. There's a lot of fear right now. They filled up a gap. Maybe it'll go higher now. So we'll see. Could be a bargain. Bargain and pawn shop, I was able to get 30 for each. What, silver? You sold silver $30? What are you talking about? It's like over 50. So anyway, silver to the moon, Miss Mindersu. Yes, Miss Mindersu, you're correct. Silver will go to the moon. In fact, I think silver is going to go to Jupiter. So remember that, what was that movie, something Jupiter, where that woman was like she was a maid and she was like a queen on Jupiter, but it was hidden. And she learned about it. There was like this special protector that came to keep her alive because they were trying to kill her. Not Uranus, right? Not Uranus, no. Jupiter Rising. That's it, Wolf Mother. Good one. Good call. Good call. Jupiter Rising. Great movie. If you've never seen it, they got the bees in there. It's like, wow. The bees know that she's like a beautiful Jupiter mother, right? So very, very good. Jupiter Ascending. No, Jupiter Rising was a movie. Jupiter Rising. Yep. Ascending and rising, kind of the same thing. So close, not quite a cigar, but we'll give you a cigarette, all right? I don't smoke, so you have to get it somewhere else. So anyway, the cold is coming, and the solar storms are going to make it a lot worse, right? So let's look at David Dubine. He has a nice little show, and he talks about it.
Now, you could be having a bad day, but in perspective, I think not so much. But the planet being...
Yeah, that's really a bad day. But really, you know what? We're going to find out that we've had a few bad days with all this solar activity, guys, because all that energy just went into the earth, and it's going to cause some problems.
Smashed by CMEs, auroras all the way down to Florida. There's been record cold down to Florida, but you're not hearing about it. They want you to look at the pretty colors in the auroras, which I'll bring you tomorrow's video. Incredibly beautiful, but starting at the record polar vortex swinging down. Lock that in for you. Right around 15,000 feet, it was 40 Celsius below zero, which is a negative 40, which caused those ground temperatures to, well, get chilly. And what's interesting is as it moved offshore, creating this pattern of ice crystal clouds, which you normally see along the North Pole boundary. But hey, with the Earth's magnetic field collapsing.
North Pole, yep, the Earth's magnetic field is collapsing because we're getting hammered by these solar storms. So not so good stuff. All right. So we're going to continue to see a lot of this weather craziness. And let's look at the next weather craziness that's coming. Massive amounts of water. It never rains in California, but when it does, it pours. And that's what we're going to see. And we're already starting to see that right now. So it's not looking so good for Cali.
To Earth and talk about some upcoming weather. Our top story is going to be this big time storm that's hitting California, Oregon, the Pacific Northwest. We've got a really strong low pressure system here, very visible on satellite, slamming moisture into California, Sacramento, San Francisco area right now. And this is going to cause some big problems with flooding and winds and landslides. We're already seeing reports coming in about landslides, and this is going to go on for quite some time here in Central California. And slowly but surely, some of the effects are going to slide down into Southern California as well. I mean, the West Coast is just going to get battered by this atmospheric river over the next couple of days. But once again, it does look like over time, the low pressure system is going to weaken and kind of stall out as it goes down to the south and east, but it's still going to chug a bunch of Pacific moisture into the Los Angeles area. And it looks like it's going to be a lot of moisture. I'm expecting.
All right. So Ryan Hall, y'all, he brings it. So it's very good information. Now, we've had a lot of dry stuff, like I talked about earlier, in California, burning the place down. And what's that going to do when a lot of rain hits it? We're going to get the equivalent of months and months of rain in a couple of days.
Widespread flooding, down trees, especially in more central and northern parts of California with the down trees. But even in Southern California, flooding is on the way. Get ready for it. Just look at the amount of rain that we could see over the next 1 to 5 days. These are crazy numbers for California, especially around Los Angeles down here. Some places will see much more than 4 inches of rain in a short period of time. This will lead to flooding. And of course, this is going to be a problem in those burn scars. But even outside of that, this could be a problem just for general areas around Los Angeles, Santa Barbara.
Yeah, that's going out to the deserts. So the deserts like it. I've been in the deserts when there's been heavy downpours. When I was a SEAL, we used to train out in Nyland, California. We had our own little compound out there, and boy, when it rained hard, it was like rivers. We had some guys almost drown. One of the vans are out. Tipped over into one of the canals there because they got hit by a tsunami, right? And the guys were fortunately able to get out, but the van was lost. And so that's going to be some cray-cray out there in those deserts. Of course, they'll flower. It'll be beautiful. Maybe not during the winter, but when it comes around flowering time, it's going to be spectacular in the desert. But it's we're seeing, I predicted we're going to have wave upon wave upon wave for months of weather come hitting us into California, going over into Colorado, the Rockies. So the Sierras, the Rockies are going to get rocked with snow, massive amounts of it. And then, of course, the low-lying areas, the valleys and so forth, will get a lot of this stuff. And, you know, if they were smart, what they would do is, you know, reservoir this stuff up, you know, but California, just let it run out to sea. And then, you know, the farmers don't get any water. It's like, what group, you know, put these crazy people in, well, we know who it is, the Anunnaki and the reptilian. So, of course, you know, I look at Gavin Newsom, looks like a vampire to me, but I guess somebody in the reptilian line, you know, owns his DNA. I don't know. That's the only thing I can figure out. So, I mean, look at this weather. Unbelievable. You know, all the way out into Phoenix, the high mountains are going to get this. So you'll see high mountain snow all the way out into, of course, Colorado, Nevada, into New Mexico, and Arizona, Utah, of course. So all these mountains are going to get massive amounts of snow, right? It's going to be, you think he's a reptile? Wolf Mother, I agree. I think he's a reptile. But a lot of people like him because he's a shape-shifting reptile. And I think occasionally some people catch a real glimpse of him. You know that in certain frequency vibrations in higher vibrational fields, you can see these people. I've seen some of these people. They're not pretty, right? So yeah, Newsom is very, very disturbing when you really start to see him. I call him a vampire, but he looks like some kind of snake man when you see the real vibrational frequency. So
Santa Maria, and then of course up there into the Central Valley, up towards Redding, and a lot of this is going to actually fall as snow in the higher elevations, which is why we've had to pull out the snow map here, and you can see that it looks like about 2 feet of snow is going to be possible at the highest elevations of the Sierra down here. So get ready for this storm. It's going to be relentless for the next couple of days, especially in southern portions of California, and it does look like it's going to come along with some flooding. Even all the way out there on the day 3 WPC excessive rainfall outlook, we are highlighting the Los Angeles area and the Death Valley National Park for significant flooding. This will likely be upgraded to a moderate risk before all is said and done. So that's
significant flooding with a moderate risk, and who knows, maybe it will become high risk further on. I think it will. All right, so just be aware, it's happening. Now, global alert. General Flynn warns America's enemies are preparing to launch thousands of terror attacks designed to collapse the United States in the next 90 days. So he was on Alex Jones' show. I don't know where he's getting the information from. I guess he's still tapped in, although I guess he wasn't tapped in when the guys from FBI came and took him down. So, but he seems to be tapped in here. Right? Because I've been warning about this for like quite some time. So deep state dangerously close to derailing Trump agenda. So thousands of terror attacks designed to collapse the United States in the next 90 days. So the former head of the defense agency warns that America's survival literally hangs in the balance. And if massive deep state indictments don't happen soon, their plan to destroy America will succeed. And of course, you know, we had Juan on last night. We're trying to get Tina Peters freed. Her son, Remington, former Navy SEAL, he's rolling over a grave. He's like, Mike, come on, please go rescue my mom. I'm like, I can't do that. Right? So not in this reality, but I'm trying in the other realities, guys. Sending prayers, sending, you know, the love frequency, to help out Tina. Hopefully it helps. But these evil ones are very powerful. They want her dead so that they have a little notch in their side. Now, I don't know why the Department of Justice is not contacting Pueblo correction facilities where Tina is located and transferring her into a federal facility where she'll get support and stuff that she needs, and maybe even a little bit of freedom, maybe even complete freedom. I don't know. I don't know why, guys. There's could be some more pressing stuff. Maybe there's a reptilian lineup that if they do that, then they'll come in and raid the DOJ and FBI headquarters. I don't know. So, but it seems very strange to me that the one person that really risked everything for Trump, more than probably anyone else out there, is being kept behind bars. And I think President Trump is failing here, right? President Trump and his team. So there's lots of phone numbers to call. In my X, they did another show, and they're saying DOJ and White House. There's more numbers because we called the governor of Colorado. I guess that didn't work, right? So we blew his phone up, and I guess now we're going to blow up the DOJ and the White House. This is crazy. This is, if we can't release just one person, it's not looking so good. All right. So that's kind of where that is right now. All right. All right, guys. That's all I got for right now. So lots of rain and snow and so forth for the West Coast. And I guess a heat wave for the rest of, America after having a polar vortex come down. Now you're going to get a heat wave, and then you're going to get another polar vortex, and you're going to, I don't know about another heat wave, but it's going to be back and forth. Wonky weather with this sunspot activity that's really cranking at us. So just be heads up, going forward. Weather's going to get crazy, and earthquakes are going to get crazy, volcanoes, tsunamis. Oh my. So everything's coming, right? So be open-minded, be ready to roll, right? All right. And, have the stuff you need to, survive, have extra food and water, blah, blah, blah. We've been talking about that for like 5 years now, Mike. It hasn't happened yet. Well, some of us it has. So just be ready to roll like I did when I was in Florida with Hurricane Helene. I was like, what? This is completely unnatural. And I've been able to push these out for years, and something is different, right? So I loaded up the truck and moved out of there, right? And we survived. So be ready to roll in a moment's notice. You may have to leave some stuff behind, but I had all the gold and silver and all the other important stuff, and the weapons and bullets and all that stuff. So be ready to roll with that stuff. You don't want to leave that stuff behind unless you have to, if you have to at a moment's notice. If I have to, go on foot, I've got all the stuff I need to go on foot if I need to. Just leave everything. Go naked into the wilderness. I'll still survive, right? So be ready. Be ready. It's going to get. It's going to be a really crazy year because the reptilians are really pissed. They can be very nasty, right? And they're gonna do what they can to create problems for us. All right. Lots of love. Stay in love vibration, and I'll see you guys next time.